Did you know Florida has over 22 million people? It's one of the fastest growing states in America. Its cities are packed, its highways are crowded, its beaches are lined with condos. But zoom out, and something strange appears. Almost everyone lives on the edges. The coasts are dense, the interior is sparse. The center of Florida, one of the flattest regions in the country, is surprisingly empty. Why? Pull up a population density map of Florida. What you see is a glowing outline. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, all clustered near the edges. Even Orlando, which looks inland, sits within reach of major transport corridors and former wetland conversion zones. Now look at the center. Counties like Glades, Hendry, Okeechobee, and parts of Highlands remain lightly populated. The middle is not urbanized. It is fragmented farmland, wetlands, ranch land, protected ecosystems. Florida doesn't sprawl inward. It hugs the coast. Central and southern Florida sit on limestone bedrock. That limestone is porous. Water moves through it like a sponge. In many parts of interior Florida, the water table sits just 1 to 5 feet below ground level. You can hit groundwater with a shovel. That creates immediate construction problems. You can't just pour a foundation. In swamp-prone land, developers must elevate structures, install deep pilings, engineer drainage systems, build retention ponds. Homes often must be raised 1 to 3 feet above flood elevation. That adds cost, 10 to 25% more. On a $500,000 home, that can mean over $100,000 extra. And flood zones dominate large portions of the interior. Even if people overcome that, another barrier waits in the middle: the Everglades. The Everglades historically covered nearly 4,000 square miles. That's larger than Delaware. It wasn't just wet, it was a slow-moving river. Water from Lake Okeechobee once flowed south in a shallow sheet, sometimes only inches deep, across vast grasslands. Today, over half of that ecosystem has been drained or altered. What remains is protected, and for very specific reasons. The wildlife is extreme. The Everglades contain over 1.5 million alligators. And alligators are not just present, they are territorial apex predators. Interior canals, retention ponds, and freshwater bodies often host them. You don't casually suburbanize that. You engineer around it. But it doesn't stop there. The diversity in the Everglades is unbelievable. There are American crocodiles, which are incredibly rare, 40-plus mammal species like Florida panthers. They are critically endangered, with fewer than 200 left in the wild. 350-plus bird species like the roseate spoonbill and anhinga, or snakebird. 300-plus fish species, such as tarpon, which is one of the most sought-after sport fish in Florida, probably because they can get up to 8 feet long and 280 pounds. Moreover, it's a nursery ecosystem. The Everglades feed Florida Bay. Florida Bay supports fisheries. Those fisheries support commercial seafood, tourism, sport fishing industries worth billions annually. Destroy the interior wetlands, and saltwater intrusion increases. Saltwater intrusion contaminates drinking water aquifers, which leads to the Biscayne Aquifer. It supplies drinking water to millions in South Florida, and the Everglades help recharge it. Wetlands slow water movement. They filter pollutants. They maintain freshwater pressure that prevents ocean saltwater from moving inland underground. Without wetlands, saltwater intrusion increases. Drinking water wells become contaminated. Infrastructure costs skyrocket. Wetlands are not empty space. They are geographic water management infrastructure. This is exactly why the government is spending over $20 billion on the CERP. The Comprehensive Everglades Restoration Plan is one of the largest environmental restoration efforts in U.S. history, and the goal? To restore natural water flow, protect biodiversity, prevent saltwater intrusion, and reduce catastrophic inland flooding. Much of central and southern interior Florida is legally restricted from development because altering it would disrupt national environmental policy, increase long-term flood risk, damage water security. It's not just nobody wants to live there, it's you are legally blocked from building there. Looking at the middle, there are many parts that aren't just swamp. Much of Central Florida is industrial. It's productive. Interior counties like Hendry, Glades, Okeechobee, Highlands, and parts of Polk are dominated by cattle ranching, sugar production, citrus groves, and phosphate mining. Florida is one of the largest beef-producing states east of the Mississippi. Over 1 million head of cattle are raised statewide, much of it in Central Florida ranch lands. The land parcels here are enormous, tens of thousands of acres owned by single operations. Urbanization doesn't just compete with nature here, it competes with established agricultural economics. Large ranches are already profitable, so to build and develop, urban developers would have to convert the land. But the land in Central Florida doesn't convert easily. Agricultural land conversion requires zoning changes, infrastructure installation, roads, sewage, utilities, drainage systems, environmental review. Urban developers would have to buy thousands of contiguous acres at prices high enough to convince ranchers to sell, then invest millions more into infrastructure. Meanwhile, coastal land already has roads, power, sewer systems, established property markets. Urban sprawl follows least resistance, and the interior is high resistance, the sinkhole factor. Now beneath the farmland, the limestone. Florida sits on porous carbonate bedrock. Rainwater absorbs carbon dioxide and becomes mildly acidic. The time it dissolves limestone. This creates underground voids. When those voids collapse, sinkholes form. Florida has one of the highest sinkhole densities in the United States. The area known as Sinkhole Alley, particularly in Pasco, Hernando, and Hillsborough counties, has seen thousands of documented sinkhole claims. Insurance data shows between 2006 and 2010, Florida insurers received over 24,000 sinkhole-related claims. Total payouts exceeded $1.4 billion during peak years. Some homes were condemned. Others required structural underpinning using steel piers, grouting, foundation stabilization systems. Repair costs can reach $50,000 to $200,000 per home. That risk affects development patterns, and if inland insurance premiums rise due to sinkhole exposure, builders look elsewhere. Hurricanes and floods now add water. It's evident hurricanes affect the coast, but what about the center? Much of Central Florida sits just a few feet above sea level. Average elevation in many inland counties is 50 to 100 feet above sea level, but extremely flat. Flat land drains. Slowly, after heavy rainfall, water spreads outward instead of flowing downhill. Interior flooding from hurricanes can exceed coastal flooding in volume. During Hurricane Irma 2017, Central Florida saw record inland flooding. Rivers overflowed far from the coast. Agricultural land remained submerged for days. Freshwater flooding does not look dramatic like storm surge, but it lingers longer. Drainage depends on canal networks, pump systems, managed release from Lake Okeechobee. The middle of Florida is hydrologically controlled land. Without active management, large portions would revert to wetland. Urbanizing such terrain requires permanent water engineering, and that's expensive. Infrastructure gravity. Now move outward. Infrastructure does not appear randomly. Interstate 95 runs down the Atlantic coast. Interstate 75 runs along the Gulf side. Major airports in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, and Jacksonville, all coastal or near coastal. Ports drive trade. Trade drives infrastructure, and infrastructure drives people. The interior lacks Major deep-water ports, global trade hubs, high-density employment corridors. One exception is Orlando, but even Orlando sits within a tourism industrial corridor, not deep swamp interior. Where highways go, cities grow. Where highways avoid, land stays open. Ports and economic pull. Florida's growth is on the coast. Its largest metro areas sit on water. Why? One big reason is economics. Miami is the international trade gateway to Latin America. Tampa is the Gulf Coast shipping hub. Jacksonville is one of the busiest container ports in the Southeast. Port Everglades, a major petroleum and cruise port. These ports create logistics jobs, warehousing, distribution networks, cruise tourism, and import/export economies. Interior counties don't have maritime leverage, and maritime leverage matters in a peninsula state. Florida isn't just residential, it's trade-based, so growth clusters near the coast. The coastal trap. Now here's the twist. Coastal Florida faces sea level rise, storm surge, rising insurance premiums, and increasing hurricane intensity. Some insurers have pulled out of Florida entirely. Coastal homeowners face skyrocketing premiums. And yet, people keep moving there. Why? Because coastal infrastructure already exists. Urban momentum is powerful. Moving inland would require so much novelty and risk. For most people, it's easier to reinforce the coast than reinvent the interior. And so, the ring remains. Nobody lives in the middle of Florida for the same reason everyone lives on the edges. Water shapes land. Land shapes infrastructure. Infrastructure shapes people. Florida isn't overcrowded. It's concentrated. A peninsula built around its coastline. And until geography changes, the middle will stay quiet. If you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden forces shaping our world. And tell me in the comments, what place should we dissect next? What map looks normal until you zoom in? Thanks for watching.